Hello everyone, you're watching Jana FX, and in this video I'll make technical analysis for tomorrow, 2nd of March, and I will share with you ideas of trades and where I will be placing my levels, orders. Unfortunately, I didn't have any videos on Thursday and during weekend. I didn't feel very well. If you follow my videos, you probably know that I'm suffering from time to time pains in my stomach, and it's getting like not very good during spring, autumn and spring usually, and I had not very nice days last few days, so that's why I couldn't make any videos. So hopefully I would feel much better. I feel much better right now, and I hope it will continue to feel better so I can continue with my videos and of course forex trading. So okay guys, remember, there will be lots of news this week, especially for American dollar. And as you can see, the dollar got a little bit stronger again. And that's why we had this big drop, pretty much with all the pairs against dollar, starting with, what was it, and Thursday, Friday, where it all started. So this is euro dollar. And as you saw, guys, that for the 2 weeks I was making these daily reviews, and all the entry points I pointed out, that worked out with profits. And I will try, like I'm saying, continue with the daily reviews for you. And also, guys, check out the Telegram channel, which is also Jana FX. So we had last time, remember guys, the orders were here, and that's the move which was profitable. And here you can see that was another little bit of consolidation, and the movement actually happened at the evening, right? So there was some news. So this is where you could have possibly placed the other order. But like I'm saying, unfortunately, then it was moving here. It was also possible entry point because we had it here, but unfortunately didn't have a video to explain to you a bit about it. And but I hope you were watching my videos pretty attentively, where I was telling you about all the possible movements, where to look for it, what levels to look for. And actually euro dollar finished the movement right in this channel, was possible our uptrend channel. And you can see, guys, this is where it's turned around. It's actually broke through the another level, the uptrend trend level. So it's broke, and now it's below it, and looks like it might be possibly the euro dollar will go back in our downtrend channel again. You see, guys, these days it looks like the markets have started to appreciate economical news, and the possible it will be this week again follow more American news, right? And as you probably noticed, there was a very big jump on bonds, US bonds, and that's what actually moved the markets the other way around. But anyway, we're going to look at technical view, but I'm always reminding you about the news. See how it's changing the movements. Um, so I'm showing you a bigger time frame. It's a daily one. As you can see how we have this big uptrend channel, right? And that little uptrend channel. And we're still here, but also that little downtrend channel. And we are right in a cross of the different levels where it's complicated here. You see, guys, it might continue the way down, or it might turn around. So because it is a big uptrend channel too. On a weekly time frame, as you can see, we do have a little bit similar situation as this one. Remember, I was telling you when actually the euro started to fall. In one of my reviews, I was saying that it's usually needs a little bit more massive possible if it's ahead, right? Like simple, like similar like this one. And so you see, it started to create similar possible area. And you see in the bigger time frame, it does show us that you see we have these weeks, which kind of pointing out that it wants to go down, right? So it does kind of look like that possibly euro dollar will continue actually downtrend. So that's why it's quite a crucial area, and that's what before it will start to make such a big move down. So like maybe 119 will be next one. Uh, it possibly can wait for the, let's say, Friday news. There will be more important Friday news, right, for American dollar. But who knows? Maybe because there will be all week news, it might already start to accept it and move. or maybe it will have a bit of a correction and expecting good news for American dollar, so it might correct it before that and then continue way down. So you see, that's why, guys, for example, right now I will be again looking at possible placing the orders both direction. As you can see, once again, we're in about the same area, isn't it, guys? Remember here we were buying, placing the order I was telling you about. This area where I was looking at only placing the sell orders because I was expecting a possible continuation of the down, but actually it went up, so I missed this nice trade, but we had actually entry points right here. And we're again in the same area, you see the same level, we are right underneath. So from here, that's what I'm saying, we might go up for correction of this big move. So I do not exclude that here it started to already have a consolidation and it might go back up, and maybe even in this area or maybe underneath, well, who knows, wherever, somewhere in this, it's quite a good field in here. And at the same time, after correction, might continue the way down. Maybe we'll not have a strong move because it's 120 is our next level, right? And a round number. It's actually been here before. You see, touched it, moved back up, went down again, and then it's broke it finally. So pretty much could be exactly the same here. It might break it, sit a little bit, and then only afterwards it will break it when it will be a bit more good news for American dollar. See, so it might not go straight away. So that's what is a possible expectation. Remember, guys, I'm only sharing with you my thoughts, what I think, and how I'm going to use those movements with my orders, right? Because I'm not looking for the long-term trading. You know that I usually do day trading and trying to close my positions during the day. So that's why I'm going to place the orders, which because one of my accounts, guys, is a big account. I'm going to probably leave it through the night Asian sessions. You see, guys, that's how I use my EA to place the levels, and that's how I placed buy order. And this is the sell. So it's a buy stop and a sell stop. You see, guys, one and another with 20 pips up and 20 pips down. So you can see that all the settings are here, and that's what I usually have in usual setups. These are when you get the EA, it has a standard setups, which is for euro dollar. Of course, I'm changing it a little bit. It will be changed because sometimes the channel could be wider or narrow, so I'm changing a bit of the stops, the distances. And remember, with the other pairs, I'm also adding a little bit of spread. Okay, so it is 20 pips up and 20 pips down from this levels. There is no way, it's not a buy order straight away, so it's 20 pips up somewhere around here and 20 pips down somewhere around here. And of course, I'm checking out the distance of this channel. See, it's about 18 pips, which is fine, so I can make it a little bit plus, minus, higher, lower. A little bit of need to be careful because you see these wicks, right? So it is a battle, obviously. The battle, the wicks are here, the wicks up there. So of course it could be jumps, so be careful right now with this area, okay? But that's my orders, okay? So that's what I'm doing. And like I'm saying, the best would be still, of course, it might move during Asian session. We've seen movements during Asian session, but it might not be big enough. That's why the best would be the safest, let's say, way, because there is, you never know when it could be best, but the safest, I would say, before the opening of European session. So it's usually sometimes like about 7 GMT, 7, 8 GMT AM. And of course, then it will be London session afterwards, right? So slightly before European session opening, or maybe before London session, depends where you are and how it's better for you. Then when it's better to have those orders, okay? Not through the night, because anything can happen at night. And that's pretty much it. You see, guys, so I'm expecting we can have the correction, right? So it's even like only go about 30 pips, so go back to this area, and of course down here, which could be stopped by the 120. So we still have at least about 30 pips to get us a little bit of profit. Okay, remember, I'm taking the first 10 pips, then I'm closing half positions, moving the stop to break even, or with a little bit of profit, and then doing it by trailing stop. Okay, the rest of it. The rest positions are usually run by trailing stop, or if I'm at the screen, I'm moving it. But usually the EA takes care of the rest of the running of the trade. Of course, that's the first area, the orders, and then we will see what to do next, where it will go, and we will look for possible entry points. So you see pound also, we had, remember I had the here orders. So you see, that's what I was telling you. I had the feeling that pound will start a correction because it was going so long for going up, and but at the same time I was expecting the possible closing that week, right, to fill it in. So that's why in here, but I was telling you I was a bit worried that it could have been a turning point, and this movement here could have been end up a bearish flag. And look this guy. So I had a buy order here which worked out well with just a small profit, and then it's turned around. I left the orders open. So then it was a sell order, and I left it here because it started to have a consolidation looking like a bearish flag, just as I was telling you about. And here's the sell order, guys, was triggered and went down. So I had two nice trades. So now you see it's broke quite a bit. It actually went to 139, and it still looks like a possible could be bearish flag also, but it's very wide. Look at this. That was much narrow than compared to this one. So we still have a quite wide area here and a smaller one here. At the same time, of course, it could be again a correction, or maybe pound had enough and might turn around. Except now, guys, I think the market accepted the coronavirus and the injections, vaccines, and maybe it will start to pick up again on the economical news, okay? So, and I don't think there will be good economical news for pound. So that's why I would have seen more. Okay, we didn't break this area, so then maybe pound will continue the way down. If we will look on a bigger time frame, we've been here before, right? Here, and in this area, and you see it created a big double top previously, so that's why this could be a bit of the battle, right, before it will decide it wants to continue the way up, or maybe it will drop even more. I think it would be depending on what economical news are going to happen. You see, it was here like at 138, right? So all of these movements down to 138. That's why I will not be surprised if we actually will go down to that area, 138. And so that's why at this moment I'm looking still more towards it's actually dropping, okay, continue the way down. But you see, on the other hand, on the 4-hour chart, we do have a looking like a little bit a possible double bottom. So that's why it might easily go. This is my next level as a possible. If it will be just a correction, then I would presume it can go up to here. Maybe it can go, it will go just right here. But if it's a double bottom, then the correction, right? So here, and if it will not break, my expectation would be that we will turn around and continue and drop to 138, okay? So if it will do so, of course, if it will break that level, then I would expect it to go back inside this uptrend and continue, like, trying to get higher. But at this moment, I'm a little bit more towards pound going down. So anyway, I'm going to place the orders both directions to catch a possible correction if it will be on the way up, and a possible now a continuation of the downtrend which started. And you see I'm using the trend lines. You see level lines, trend lines I'm changing. So this is the sell and that's the level. I'm going to use exactly with the level here where I'm expecting a breakout. Okay, so I expect a pair to go a little bit in here and then try to break this. To be honest, guys, again, I would still prefer to say it's better to do a European session. We see around like 9-10 o'clock, and then it's about 40 plus something pips to the next level, because any of the levels could be stopping point. Um, so that's why, for example, during the Asian session, I wouldn't feel comfortable to place the orders to activate them, but I think I will do on the one of my bigger accounts. On the small accounts, I would rather just wait for the a little bit of consolidation around this area and then activate it. Of course, it might go down already during the Asian session, but for the small accounts, I think it's less safe because it might be just a little movement and then come back. And you see, for the opposite, I'm going to use the level, and I'm going to use buy stop right in this area where we had previously. You see, guys, it was here a bit of the top and a bit of the bottoms, right? So that's why I'm using this, because we might go up, have a little bit of, yeah, um, go to the neck area. So that's the next stop. Even if it will be somewhere in the middle, we still have a little bit of like 30 pips to, if it will be just a jump or something, to 30 pips to get at least 10 pips profit, so possibly. But it might quite easily get to up to 140 and not break it and then turn around. So then it would be maybe going something like that for the next possible, whatever, who knows, other news it would want to react on. So, but at this moment, that's where I'm going to place, like I'm saying, it's not fantastic, but it is something, okay, at this moment. But I wouldn't be, of course, to be expect this as a good area. Okay, so it's a possible area. So that's why with the small accounts, maybe a little bit careful you need to be. But I'm going to leave my orders right there. And now we're going to dollar Canadian. Dollar Canadian, remember guys, this is where I had the sell and I was keeping it, didn't close it here. I had a little bit further because I had a trailing stop. And so it was around here somewhere. When it's turned around, it closed out my other half positions open, closed me with profit. So that's how you see that sometimes the red which says stop loss, but it's a profitable. That's exactly how it works. You see, so it was a stop loss, which was a trailing stop loss with a profit already, and that's why when it turns around, it hits your stop, but it's profitable. And it was a very sharp move. Was nowhere to get in for me, to be honest, guys. Of course, there were some options afterwards, but I didn't make a video because I explained to you at the beginning. Here was another possible area where to place the orders, for example, today. And here, like, to maybe like place something like this for buy, and this is for the sell. And at this moment, it's already moved. You see about 40 pips, and I don't see an entry point at this point. I wanted to consolidate around this area. And if it will do so, this could be a nice possible entry point for either go down or, of course, turning around and continue the way up. So because you see, if dollar gets a bit stronger and continue the way up, so we have this movement up, this is a correction, and like I'm saying, it might had enough and continue the way up, or maybe go a little bit lower. Who knows? I'm not drawing this ones a bit further because anything, it could stop at any of these levels. And before I would have to draw it, I need here to wait for some consolidation, and then I can be able to place the levels, and then we will see. But at this moment, it just be waiting time. But like I'm saying, guys, the dollar Canadian, of course, it might not create anything until the American session, right? So that's why I would wait for American session. I don't think it will create anything before the European session opening or London and before America. And of course, there could be some news once again there. Then it might have some movement. Okay. Dollar yen the same. I'm not placing any orders at this moment. We were here last time, remember, we were saying it was possible one level and another level. Here is a sell. Remember, I was warning that I wouldn't be so sure because it could have just go down here and then turn around, which didn't do, because I thought maybe it will give a bit of a correction and continue the way up because we were in the uptrend channel. It's a really good channel which is being treated the pair by the pair very nicely, going inside. So you see it's continued. I mean, okay, it had a little bit of bumpy movements around here, and it still finished the move inside this uptrend channel. Because we already done few legs, you see we have like 1, 2, 3, already like 3 steps, and it's a fourth. I will not be surprised that this would be the final to here to try to break and continue higher. Okay, so yes, technically could possibly be a down again, but like I'm saying, it looks like it has already quite a bit of the legs of movement, so that's why this could be a breakout point. So that's why, for example, here I would rather see some consolidation a little bit in that area. Well, plus minus, because guys, the levels are not always 100%, so it could be slightly higher, slightly lower. But anyway, like the area, that would be nice. And see, the narrower it gets, better it would be. But even from here, if it will start, it's about 20 pips. So even like that width, that would be a not bad possible entry point. So that's why at this moment I wouldn't go for anything. I'll just wait. Of course, if it will go down here, then we will see, because at this moment it's not giving anything. And to jump how like the swing traders doing, like, well, you see it's paid out to do it previously. See, you could have just sell and buy from here, sell again and buy. That's how they do, but not always goes that way, right? So this time it was quite perfect, but I would still rather to wait for some consolidation. I didn't have many trades with dollar yen lately, more concentrated on the pound pairs, euro dollar and gold, the most of my favorite trading instrument at this moment. So that's why, but for dollar yen, that's why I would look for a possibility, okay? Australian dollar, also Australian dollar, we have moved all the levels which I had here. We had a bit of the, remember, buy for that little movement, so that was another little profit, and then it was again the same sharp drop. There will be some news at night. Well, for me at night, for some of you it might be daytime, so Asian session anyway. That's why now I'm not going to place any orders because I don't like the position. Yes, it might be good moves. At the same time, it might be not very good moves. And we've seen previously somewhere, I don't remember where exactly it was, you see it's not noticeable. There were not good moves. The Australian did not react on Australian news before. And that's why maybe the same is going to be happening this time. It might wait for more American news. That's why I'm not going to place it. I don't like the area. So if it would have been here, I would have placed my orders. Again, would be buy order from here and sell pending order from here. But because we stopped nowhere in the middle, you see, between one level and another level, I see it's not enough because it might jump, have a week and then go back, or week down and go back. And as you know, what happens during the news events, yeah, wider spreads and slipperages. That's why I don't want to risk it. I'll just wait and see if it will nothing happen. So of course then I would presume it might move inside here, and you see about American session would be about right. Yeah, we have nice about 50 pips up and a good distance from this level too, so also around 50 pips. That's where I wanted to see it and place the order. So of course if it's not, it's during the Australian news, whatever it will jump, if it will stay above, then we will see. If it will go below, then also we will see it next possible opportunity. So maybe go low or maybe go higher, but this moment I'm going to leave it. Pound yen, the same. Actually worked out very well with the last orders I had. Remember I had the buy here and the sell pending order here, so I did catch this nice move up, which actually closed the field this week, filled in nicely. You see the pound dollar didn't do so, but pound yen actually finished quite nicely with that and then turned around. So, and right now I call this is a bit messy, and would also say that I don't see a good possible entry point at this moment, except yes, I would say if it would move in here like that, that would be a nice pending buy order from here and pending buy sell order from here. So that would be my channel, and I still would also be more towards pound to drop, but because like I said, I still think economical news should be, but because it's yen, you see right now like pound dollar, the dollar get a bit stronger, but yen was a bit weaker, so that's why it could be a bit different picture to compare to pound dollar. And that's why even I think that pound dollar more likely to drop than pound yen might not. Okay, so it could be actually continued way up, so maybe it had a little bit enough, but it's also looking like a little bit of a bearish flag. I don't know. No, it's not looking like a flag. At this moment, that would be, if it would be here, it would be more like a bearish flag. So yeah, let's just, you see lots of wicks now, very confusing. Also, the candle here with the wick, which also more looking like that it will go and fill this in. The price it will go and down. So at this moment, that's why I kind of see that the possibility of doing something like that. But I don't want to place the orders right now because I'm saying is that the distance. You see, if during Asian session, which is you see about 2-3 o'clock in the morning in my MT4, it's only 30 something, a little bit of 30 plus to the next level. So you see, if it will go down in a wider spread or slipperage, and then it decide to turn around, then I might get in a bad trade. You see, it might not be enough to get in my 10 pips. That's why I don't want to get in, because yes, it can go down and it could be jumping up and then jump down and continue the way down again. So quite easily can do so. Of course, like for example, placing here buy order is not as bad because we do have a good distance from here to a possible, it could be the next top, the previous top, you see. So that's about 40 plus pips, a little bit, you see here about 40 something, well 37, 40 still plus or even higher. It could be, but going down to this level, I don't really like it much. And I'm using this level because you see the tops we had here and the bottom we had here, and that's why I'm going to wait a little bit, okay, a little bit wait. Let's see what happens during Asian session. And pound yen is also moves quite nicely before London session opening and American session, right? So I mean, like a little bit further for European session. So that's why Asian session, European session, a little bit maybe show us still moving inside, and then it could be safer to place the orders after that. But this moment, I think it's not very safe. That's why it's better to wait a little bit. Gold. Okay, with gold, huge drop, and we were here, remember guys? And the expectation was, you saw my orders, I had orders here. I said to you I would place if the pair will go inside. Another my position was possible it stay underneath the level and consolidate here, then I would have been changing this for buy and another for sell. But what I was telling you also, if you watched and listened to me attentively, I said that I see it more going down into this area, and it was pretty correct, where I told you that I will be looking at play if it will go in this area, wherever any of those, to place the orders before the American session. You see, well, during American session, but best of course to look before the American session and the news, of course. Is there any news to see what is happening? And even though you see, it's like it came back as expected, jumped out a little bit, and then came back. So this is where the sell order you could place, guys. That's exactly where I pointed out. It was a nice move. I did catch a little bit, not all the way through, and because you see it was very sharp, down, up, down, up, down, up, and finally got down back to 70.63 and actually broke even that. Look at this. I didn't expect such a big drop, but you know that the bonds got high, which I'm not usually watching, but a lot of news was around it, right? And look, this is like 400 pips. So yes, it was, but it was a possibility here to place the orders because I was showing you these levels. You've seen them before on my channel, on my with my reviews. I have been pointing out at the same areas, the same level. So that's how you can use it if you watch attentively, guys. So it's pretty much stopped for me. I would say like nowhere, and with just a little bit, if you would look, you see we had a well, consolidation last time. It was a big consolidation in here, and it's pretty much got inside this area, right? So that's why it's well, okay, stop. That's what I'm saying. It stopped nowhere because there is no, like, it was no exact top or bottom, you see, to get to that point. So it was then it just jumped out, um, and jump down again. Look at this. The gold is getting crazy. Okay, to be honest, right now, of course, for example, I wouldn't jump into the trade straight away here because it could break and go back up, and it didn't give any consolidation here. So now here it started to have a bit of consolidation. This could be possible next entry point. So if it will go into the channel area, then I will be placing my orders to see a possible buy and possible sell. At the same time, it might go with a correction, and then we will see. So at this moment also, I don't have any orders. I'll wait for that. Of course, I would expect a possible continuation down to this next level which I have, and because we are do look like we broke this level where I said if we will not break it, I would expect this is a possible business like a triangle, but now we broke it, so now I'm more towards that we are in a downtrend channel. So that's why I would presume it might continue and actually reach that channel level, and where we see quite a bit it was sitting, and I will not exclude that it might do the same again. If it will not have any other directions with what to do next, it might start here, right? Just like it was here. Maybe, of course, it doesn't have to be exactly in the same area. It could be a little bit lower, a little bit higher, but it quite easily might get into a little bit of flat, except quite a lot of analytics, I think, that gold will go up because of too much money will be printed possibly this year, and inflation, and that's why quite a lot of expecting the gold to actually go up. But it might be not just yet, you see, guys, because right now that maybe market is expecting, taking into account of dollar getting a little bit stronger, but when it started to show up all these signs of again um, the inflation or something not nice is going on, worse economical numbers, because right now everybody's concentrating on what is happening after COVID, how the country is recovering, and expectation that America probably will be a little bit better position compared to Europe, and that's why it looks like a bit more optimism, and it's quite possible, like I'm saying, it might not have this good sharp move up, so it might, like I'm saying, go into a bit of flat, which also would be actually good if it will go flat for us day traders, okay? Because I'm not usually go for long-term trading, so if it will go flat and will be giving us nice channels, then we will be able to buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell more often than right, like whoever buys and then waits for it to go to one of those big targets, long distance targets. Okay, so that's why I see it even better option if it will go to the side flat. Okay, so euro pound. Okay, so gold is not nothing right now. Euro pound. Well, it's just I was telling you guys. Remember, I was telling you that a correction cries for it. It needs to turn around. Well, it had a jump. It had a little bit of advantage of pound dropping. Like I'm saying, you can watch what's pound dollar doing. It does opposite, and pound had a drop, and euro pound went up instead. Okay, so quite possibly this could be an entry point. Of course, technically, I would say, yeah, we do have a little bit of wicks here, so it's kind of pushing it up. And but at the same time, look on the bigger time frames, like a daily one, you see we have a wick here too. And well, there is a big daily candle which broke the level, but still here the wick here again. So you see it's a battling because they don't know, the bulls and bears don't know where to go, to be honest. Because yes, technically looking, if we break out this point, then we should probably go for a bit of a correction, nice correction. And if everything with what is started to happening and with the other news, that's the scenario number one I would looking at as a possibility. It started to go up. Okay, so that's why, I mean, I don't place the orders at this moment because I want to see this a little bit more of consolidation underneath. I will be on Wednesday some news. I mean, tomorrow there also will be some news, but on Wednesday there will be some budget release or something on budget, and maybe that would be something, a moving point. And like I'm saying, you see, it's yeah, technically one picture when it all comes to the news, and market reaction could be the other picture. I can connect here some of the bottoms, but I'm not going to do that. Let's see if it will consolidate here and give us a maybe, like it was not bad here, wasn't it, this channel. And then I will place the orders. Okay, I might place finally orders for euro pound. And that's it for now, guys. That's all my thoughts. Um, Happy trading, everyone, of course, and I hope to talk to you tomorrow again with my new review of the market. And bye, everyone.